Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of Never Before Seen. I am AmberCyprian, and I will be your host tonight as we bring you speedruns of categories that have never before been seen in a mainline GDQ event. And as always, if you happen to speedrun a game or a category that has never been run in an AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQx event, and you'd like to submit it to the show, type !NBS into the chat to find the link to be able to send me your runs. I would love to have you on board. So before we get started, as I fail to type the letters NBS, they're 3 letters. How do you fail? We do have a few announcements. First and foremost, Frost Fatale's game and volunteer submissions are open now until November 14th. If you go to gamesdonequick.com, you'll get some more information on that. If you missed out on any of our GDQ hotfix shows, check out our archive of past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. Definitely go check out the community spotlight from this week. I totally was not the runner, I promise. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to join us over at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick to check out our live shows. And starting most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, we do have some that are starting in the afternoon on the weekends, usually I believe like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. And while you're there, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits, so please consider subscribing to help support future broadcasts. And lastly, GDQ Sum of Best Segments is now launched on YouTube. It's a highlight channel with regular videos like our main channel, but with small, bite-sized highlight reels for all of our main events and hotfix. If you happen to not be able to watch, full shows, that happens. I'm also going to just personally plug that the AGDQ 2022 games list is up. The schedule's going to be released next week, so tweet at GamesDoneQuick and tell them why Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2 should be in the primetime slot.
I think it should be the finale. I think it should be probably the finale to the marathon if I had to make an estimate.
I appreciate that. I'm totally not biased whatsoever.
No.
So tonight's our second episode of Season 3, and we're just going to continue the trend of showing categories of games that have been seen, but the categories themselves have not. The wonderful showrunner of not one, but 2 hotfix shows, all the way from Challenger Approaching to PB Precipice, is ADEF, joining us tonight to showcase an unseen category for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, a challenge randomizer that he's been developing himself. So how are you tonight, ADEF?
I'm doing great, Amber. I'm excited to be here. It's been an interesting week, so I'm ready to sort of unwind and chill with the GDQ chat. That's my plan.
Awesome. So I know what the challenge randomizer is, but for the folks at home who may not have seen this before, because I know it was on like RNG like 10, 11 months ago or something like that.
Right.
What is the challenge randomizer? What does it do? And does it or does it not randomize the actual game you're playing?
These are great questions, Amber. So everybody in the chat, listen up, open your ears and your minds, because this is information that's likely going to have to be repeated this evening. And you in the chat room can be warriors that help answer questions when people come in wondering what's going on, which is totally reasonable. So the challenge run randomizer is an idea that I had last year, towards the end of last year, because I really, really enjoyed doing challenge runs of this game. You may have seen stuff like that on YouTube before, like, can I beat the game with only Bokoblin weapons? Can I beat the game without using a shield? Blah, 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 stuff like that. And so I wanted to create this sort of... Breath of the Wild is a very difficult game to tamper with, is a kind word. And so instead of randomizing the game itself, what I have created is a Python script that caches a bunch of different restrictions and goals, and then randomizes a set of those things and creates a challenge run for me to perform. So for instance, it will always give me an armor set that I must acquire and wear, and I can't use any other armor. It will give me a bow type, a weapon type, a shield type, and those 3 things must be adhered to. I cannot use any other types of weapons, bows, or shields. And then there will be 2 goals that I must accomplish. And that's how it works. And so it does not alter the game itself, but it does create a unique playthrough every single time.
So I'm looking at your goals already, and I'm laughing at the fact that you can only use everyday goods. So I assume that means like pitchfork, pitchfork, mops, soup ladles, stuff like that, right?
Yes, yeah. Has it popped up on stream? Can I see it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll pull it up now because I had to send tech. I got a quick glance, but I didn't like check it too much because I wanted it to be fresh. But yeah, so everyday goods is, and again, like a lot of these categories are a little arbitrary that I just decided they were like this. But everyday goods is sledgehammers, axes, mops, brooms, spoon ladles, soup ladles, like anything that is not strictly speaking a weapon in the literal sense. And then yeah, the rubber armor, pretty self-explanatory. Hyrule Knight is basically any bow that a Hyrule Knight would use. This includes like Traveler's bows, Hylian bows, Soldier's bows, Knight's bows, Royal Guard bows, and there's one other I can't remember. And then Potlid is just Potlid. It's the only shield of its type. And so that's there. And then our goal's 50 Koroks, so I've got to get 50 Korok seeds, and I've got to complete 5 cast shrine quests. Those are our goals.
Ooh, like I'm actually interested in seeing the 50 Koroks and the 5 cast shrine quests because I want to know how you're gonna route those, especially the Koroks.
Me too. Me too. I'm also interested to see how I'm gonna route it.
So,
but I'm ready to go whenever we're ready. I need the chat room to pop off. Post your favorite emotes, and I'm ready when you are, Amber.
all right. Can we get our favorite like cooking or chef related emotes or food related emotes? Because I got a feeling Link's just gonna be a rubber encased chef warrior or something. Like that's the vision I've got.
Yes,
just running around with a pot lid and a soup ladle.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody need food? Excellent. Yeah. All right. I'm ready to pop a countdown if you're ready.
All right. I am ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. The only other thing to know right away is that just like bingos of Breath of the Wild, we start right after getting the paraglider. So I've created a save file that picked up nothing on the plateau, literally nothing except for completing the 4 shrines, and that's it. And so we're right here, and luckily one good thing about the Hyrule Knight bow type is that there's one right here. So that's really helpful. So we're gonna get this soldier's bow, and then I know that there is a Korok right up here. There's actually this particular challenge, like this particular set of goals is very plateau heavy at the start. Because Koroks are really plentiful in the plateau, and also just like some various things are gonna be nice to get in the plateau. Ooh, I have to like explain tricks and stuff.
Ooh.
So this is whistle sprinting that I was doing up that ledge. And whistle sprinting is this neat little technique. Please don't run out of stamina, thank you. And whistle sprinting allows you to run at, I think, roughly 80% sprint speed, but you do not lose stamina. Ooh, we did a backflip off. That was pretty sick. I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm going to use my 4 spirit orbs to get a stamina wheel upgrade. But yeah, so you hold down on the D-pad, which is the whistle button, and you mash B as you move around, and you're able to run around without losing stamina, and it's just very slightly slower than normal running.
Yeah, that is a thing that I use liberally in my own casual stuff, or when I did my master mode 100% file.
I think it's great. Like, even casually, I think it's a really nice little thing to add to your playthrough, honestly. Okay, so a thing to note, I guess, also is that, like, glitches are allowed. I ban no glitches in this rando because, like, you know, if there's a glitch you don't want to do, you just don't do it. There's not really, like, an official race type of this yet, as I haven't released a public-facing version of this. It is forthcoming eventually, but I've been busy, is the bottom line. And I've also been testing it and adding new goals and new restrictions. So, you know, it's been an ongoing battle. Also, the Korok seed count will be accurate in the top right for the whole run, because I will never turn any of them in, so you'll always be able to tell how many I have. One other very small thing is that the torch, though we have everyday goods, which is what the torch actually is included in, so many little things require the torch, or the torch like makes them easier in this game. And so we've decided that the torch is not a weapon and can be used no matter what you have as a restriction.
Yeah, like if you ever had to go to the forest, for example, you need the torch to be able to get through that if you're not glitching your way over it or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, so you could wind bomb, which we'll get to that in a bit. You could wind bomb in, but if you're and the idea behind this challenge run randomizer, right, is that like you don't need to be able to do any glitches to be able to do it. Like ultimately anybody should be able to complete this, because none of the goals are like clip out of bounds or anything. It's just stuff that you can do in normal gameplay.
So my question to you is, what has changed between, I know that you've done a little work on this between the last showing of this on RNG versus now, what has been changing over time with this?
A lot of it has been that I've just been getting a lot better at this game, but that has allowed me to sort of look at some of the challenges in a different light, and what that sort of means is that I've been adding stuff. So I've added a couple of weapon and bow types, namely Rito for both and Gerudo/Yiga for both, which are definitely harder because they're very scarce. I have added a couple of different goals, so now the pool of goals I think is more than 10, which is very good. And you're actually 5 cast shrine quests is something I just added like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. It was an idea that my chat came up with that I really liked.
How many cast shrine quests are there?
There are 7 or 8.
Yeah, because I don't remember how many I did. I just know that I did like all the side quests and all the main quests in my master mode 100% playthrough this year, and
oh, wow.
I just remember some of them were it's 100% minus Koroks, and sort of minus some of the armor upgrades because I haven't gotten around to it.
That makes sense.
But everything else is done on the file, including like the Hyrule Compendium and everything. I binged
impressive.
on this game this year.
It's a great game.
It really is.
The cast shrine quests, there are a few that don't make sense to do. Also, DLC objects are allowed if they don't break the restriction. So, like, I'm gonna get these bomb arrows, because why not? I'm also gonna do my first wind bomb here, hopefully. So, wind bombing is a neat little technique. And how it works is I go into bullet time, and then I place the circle bomb behind the square bomb, and then I blow up the circle bomb into the square bomb, and the square bomb, before it has time to explode, or the blast radius of the circle bomb has time to hit me, I go ahead and get hit by the square bomb. And this is a very small explanation, but it's actually a very intricate movement technique that takes a long... There's a big learning curve with a huge, very high skill ceiling, which is really cool. Like, as you progress in the game, you get to learn tons of new ways to win bomb. The trick was initially called BIL, or Bomb Impact Launch, but people took to kind of, calling it win bomb because they thought it sounded cooler. Which I can vibe with.
I think it flows a little bit easier. It's easier to say than BIL.
I would agree. It's also one less syllable, which is ultimately, we're all about saving time, right?
Exactly. You got to save those syllables, got to save those frames.
Of course. See, I'm kind of just picking up some various nice things to have as I move along through the plateau here. And I'm also getting Koroks, so I'm trying to like route out things that are like good items to pick up on the way to various Koroks on the plateau, I should say. Also, shield jumping is super good, and I unequip my shield before hitting the ground so that it doesn't lose any durability, because I'd like to keep this shield for the whole run, ideally. Boomy Zoomy is a more prevalent of recent, especially amongst viewers, term, but I'm going to stick with Wind Bomb myself.
I don't know if you addressed this, but someone's asking, have you thought about restricting food that you can cook?
Yes. I have not balanced it yet, but that is definitely something I want to add eventually, is like having a restriction that's like having like a change up restriction every time on top of all of this stuff, having something that's like you can't eat or you can't cook or, you know, no sprinting or something like that. I'm not totally sure what I want to do with that yet, but I know that's something I want to include eventually for like a quote-unquote hard mode. So there are tons of Koroks on the plateau. I think there's 12 or 13. No, it might be more. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's a good amount. And that is obviously good for us because we need quite a few. And I'm not going to get all of them on the plateau because some of them are kind of slow. But just the ones in my immediate vicinity, it feels like why not. And now that I have normal arrows, that also opens up other Koroks. So I've already got about, what, 9, 10? But the Korok count is definitely going to slow down quite substantially somewhat soon.
So for chat asking, because we're less than 10 minutes into the run, we're already going to have to like cover this again. For anyone who is just joining in, when you see the randomizer goals there, the things above the word goals are criteria that Adolf must adhere to. He must obtain the rubber armor set. It's the only armor he can use. He can only use the weapons that fall under the everyday goods category. So like axes, sledgehammers, soup ladles, mops, etc. The bow type is the type of bows that he can stick to. In this case, this is Hyrule Knight, so soldier's bow, knight's bow, so on and so forth, like that hierarchy of bows. And then the only shield that he can use are pot lids. His goal for the run itself, like time will end when he has done 5 cast shrine quests and collected 50 Koroks. So the goals is the criteria, or the, you know, the ending like criteria for the run, and then the stuff above that are things he has to adhere to during the challenge.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So I'm actually popping off of the plateau for a moment because there's a Korok in the Shrine of Resurrection that only loads once you've stepped off of the plateau. And there's 1 or 2 more things I want to get on the plateau, so I figured I'd jump down and get this one right by the bomb shrine, and then go ahead and pop the one in the Shrine of Resurrection. There's a question here, do torches count as everyday goods? Yes, but we decided to include torches in every weapon type, even like Bokoblin weapon types or whatever, because there's just a lot of things that, especially for a casual player that might attempt this, the torch is just kind of a necessity for tons of stuff. So I decided to just keep it simple. As far as the torch requirements. That's the only item in the game, though, that, like, it doesn't matter what the restriction is, you can always use it, as far as weapons go. Oh, also, Amber, another thing that changed, I forgot to mention this. In between last time I showed this on Hotfix and now, a big change was I decided to make shields its own category. I do not believe that was the case when I showed this last time. It was still part of weapons, but it is different now.
So like everyday goods, even though you ended up with pot lids that would be everyday goods, there's like basically just that for shields if it was still under the weapons category.
Yes. So pot lid is the only everyday good shield.
Right. Whereas like you could still use like if you had like Hyrule Knight weapons, there would be more shields available. Shields,
the Hylian shield, Royal Guard's shield, things like that.
Yeah.
How do I want to do this? I kind of want to go up there because there's another pot lid up there, and I just want to collect a few of them. There are 900 Koroks in the game total, but I would say the amount that you reasonably can get in a casual playthrough without looking them up or spending all your time on them is somewhere more around like 200 or 300.
Yeah.
Unless you like dedicate yourself to it, in which case it's certainly possible to get them all.
Yeah, like 200 to 300 is about what I got on my master mode file casually, and I was like, you know what? I don't want any more. Like, I don't want to look for these. I value my time and my sanity.
Every casual playthrough of this game I have done, I have never gotten more than 100. There's no reason. there's like literally no reason to, unless you are, because like that's more weapon and bow slots than you could ever want for one playthrough. In my opinion. Okay, I'm getting tons of food. Sorry to cut you off, Amber.
I was gonna say, but I want more.
Well,
but go ahead. Speaking
fine.
of food, who else wants more food? I do.
Yeah, so somebody says, okay, so 50 isn't so bad. Yeah, so that originally it was less, and I also thought about making it more, but after many versions of this rando, this seems to be a good balance. 50 Koroks winds up with another goal taking about 2 hours for me, which is sort of the goal, or like a little bit faster. So yeah, ultimately that's sort of what I landed on. But also, this is a new glitch. You're about to see a relatively new glitch. This is called BLSS. This is literally brand new. As in, like, discovered within the last 2 months. I wish I could explain how this glitch works, but I am not certain I'd do it justice. Basically, I'm doing a trick called bow smuggling. Like that. And then I am doing some nonsense, unequipping the shield. And then I can do this.
Oh, I remember when this was found, actually, and the tweets that were going around, and I know that TGH just kept watching clips of it because he thought it looked hilarious, and you know what, I don't blame him.
It does look hilarious. So this trick is called BLSS. It's bow landing smuggle slide or something like that. But basically, you build up speed by flicking the control stick back and forth. But if you ever land on neutral and leave the control stick in neutral, you drop. And I'm also holding B the whole time.
I'm losing it at the glow trail from the bomb.
Yeah, it's great, right?
It's just like Link's the new Powerpuff Girl. Link is Bubbles, confirmed.
Link is definitely Bubbles. Because Link is... I don't think Link is... What are the other two names?
Blossom and Buttercup.
He's definitely not Buttercup. And I don't think he's Blossom
certainly.
either. I think Bubbles is good for him.
Yes.
So we're getting our first cast shrine quest here of 5. And then I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna kind of let the wind take me where it takes me as far as Koroks. But I do definitely... We have some nice synergy, actually, implicitly in this rando, because one of the cast shrine quests is necessary in order to get one of the rubber armor pieces. So that actually works out really nicely for us. But that's really the only piece of, like, implicit synergy. And let's use my bad bow. There we go. And I do not have to complete this shrine. I just need the shrine quest in my inventory to read as complete, which it will after this rises. Though I might get the warp point anyway, just to have it. So 1 of 5 complete. What do I want to do next? I need to think about the shrine quests. Gonna have to go that way eventually. Okay.
I'm just thinking about the dumb Blood Moon one that Cass
yeah, that's
has.
one that I do not do because you have to have played the game for, I believe it's 2 hours and 40 uninterrupted minutes. I should not have eaten the apples. I just realized I'm gonna actually need those. That was not a lag stop, I think it was just a bad wind bomb. So yeah, this wind bombing technique is also super versatile. Basically what has developed is that I'm going to be doing BLSS in moments where I need to go very far distances, and I'll be doing wind bombs in all other cases for fast movement. Also, I'm about to blow everybody's mind. This is the easiest way to do these types of Koroks. You just do that. You just stasis the one apple that's the solution, and then bada bing, bada boom.
What?
It's that easy. guess I could wind bomb from here. So yeah, again, wind bombing is just this technique where I am placing the circle bomb behind the square bomb whilst in bullet time, and then I'm blowing up the circle bomb into the square bomb, which then propels me forward by hitting me in bullet time. And the game doesn't handle Link's physics and like vector addition exactly properly. Okay, not a great midair. And so he gains way more speed than he should. And yeah, I kind of want to go this way anyway, actually, because this is a pretty Korok dense area that I'll definitely want to go to eventually. Also, like, the more astute among you who have played this game to great extent and are like, oh, there was a Korok there. I don't need to get all of them. Just 50. Also, you'll notice that, like, sometimes when I wind bomb, I don't go very high. Sometimes I go really far and fast. Sometimes I go really high and slow. Sometimes it's on accident, but most of the time I am actively placing the bombs at a certain timing in order to get my desired result. Like if I want to gain a lot of height, I'll do a height bomb, which is where I place the circle bomb really late and then the square bomb quickly right after. If I want a distance bomb, I might do early circle bomb, late square bomb, or whatever. There are turn wind bombs, there are mid-airs, there are square first wind bombs, back hop wind bombs. There's so much variety in this technique, and it's just a joy to perform. And sometimes I'm just gonna walk around because it's a nice game, and I like doing that. It's pleasant.
It is a very pleasant game.
Right? I can get this. I'll take those. I'll
So
take the
people
money.
were asking, people were asking about the bow type again. Just to remind y'all that these are like category types of weapons. So high roll knight bows include soldier's bow, knight's bows, royal bow, I think.
Yeah, royal guard's bow, traveler's bow, soldier's bow, knight's bow. There's one or two more, but those are the common ones, or more common ones. Royal guard's bow is not that common.
Yeah, those
In fact,
are the
I
type
believe
of
it's only
bows that you
accessible
can
in
use.
Hyrule Castle.
Oh, you're schmoovin'.
We're schmoovin'. We're schmoovin'. But yeah, I guess I should say that if any of you gamers are interested in seeing more of this, or if you're interested in eventually being able to play this, which I promise will be soon, I have a website. I just need to figure out how to put the thing on website.
Yeah, just go follow ADF on Twitch and beg him to release the public version soon, please.
Yeah, there you go. Twitch.tv/ADEF is where I'm at. I speedrun tons of Zelda games. I do all 6 3D Zelda games. That's OT through Breath of the Wild. And I'm currently getting back into A Link Between Worlds because I just got a sweet, sweet 3DS capture card.
Ooh.
And it's time. Also, I'm really close to 10,000 followers for what it's worth. And, I don't know, maybe I'll pee my pants if that happens tonight.
Let's see, what are you? You're at 9.5K. Can we get 500 followers for ADF tonight?
I don't think I should promise that I'm going to pee my pants, because I'd rather not do that, to be honest. But
yeah, we practice self-care here.
Maybe that is self-care. Maybe just, letting myself be free.
All I can think about are various Shadow the Hedgehog memes that I see on the internet. Oh no.
Amber, your love and love and continuous disdain of the Sonic fandom and universe are just, it's a beautiful thing to witness.
I mean, for the most part, I love the Sonic community. On the other hand, why?
This is a great question.
There are certain things in the Sonic community where I just go, why are we like this?
This is a very arrow-heavy Korok. I cannot use the other items. If I pick one up on accident, I just immediately throw it away. Basically. Ooh, maybe I could do something fancy. Is it even worth? I don't really have to go over there. Nah, it's not worth. All right, I was gonna show off a bullet time bounce, but you saw BLSS. That's about as impressive.
Oh yeah. So like, I need to remember. I know of one side quest in particular. I think it's also a shrine quest that gets you the rubber armor. Where else do the rubber armor pieces come in?
There's
like, I'm
one
thinking
that's
of the
side
one
quest.
that has like all the like orbs that the 4 orbs you have to put in place in the like thunderstorm.
That's the chest piece, I think.
Yeah.
And I'll be going there somewhat soon. And then the head piece is, well, actually I'm already here. I should just go this way. The head piece is behind. All right, I don't know which one's which, but the two of them are accessible. One through a side quest in the Farron region, where you take an axe off the top of a stable for a girl, so that lightning stops striking. And then the other piece is within a cast shrine quest. It's the one where lightning has to strike that like weird thing on top of that mountain in the Farron region. And that's all 3. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna do first. Farron has good Korok density, so I'll probably do that. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, most people know the lightning shrine quest one. I think that's the Thundra Plateau.
Yes, correct. Am I... There it is. I couldn't find it.
So, remind me, and everyone in chat, does... so the armor set being rubber, do you have to get all 3 pieces, or are you restricted to only using those if you get them?
Yeah, we sort of arbitrarily decided that it's kind of like its own goal almost. So it's both a restriction and a goal in a way.
Okay.
So you do have to get all 3 pieces and then you must wear it.
Okay. And just
we're
to
at
remind
21 Koroks. But that number is going to stop. It's going to stop going up that fast once I start doing other stuff. I'm just kind of like setting up various warp locations while beelining for Koroks at the moment. I'll go this way first.
Also, to remind everyone at home, if you are just joining, this randomizer is a separate program that runs alongside your playthrough. It does not affect the game itself.
It's very...
So, like...
It's an important distinction.
Yeah. It's very important because most randomizers that people may be familiar with, like Link to the Past, for example, affect the game itself. Like, it actually, like, randomizes actual locations. This is, because this game is so vast and because of the fact that it's on Switch and it's not, you know, an older game that has been reverse engineered completely. That is that is a very important distinction to make. It is meant to be accessible to everyone, not just people who can reverse engineer their Switch games.
I'm really curious what these guys are holding. Okay, it's Lizalbo's. I was curious if it was Soldier's Bows. I didn't think it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. But yes, continue, Amber. You're killing it.
No, I'm laughing at Railcoon, like, just coming in just to say Foxo. And I'm lurking, but there was a Foxo on the screen. And that, I thought I saw just the wolf.
There are foxes every once in a while. They're chilling.
Oh, yeah. Railcoon
So
would
also,
not... I was gonna say Railcoon would not like to watch me playing Breath of the Wild. I bully everyone and everything, including, but especially, the Koroks.
So real quick, I'm going to give a little movement tutorial. So if I am just running, I'm just holding B, right? That's sprinting. I can also whistle sprint by holding D-pad down and mashing B. So now I'm going a little bit slower than sprinting speed, but I don't lose stamina. There is another way to do this. It's called throw sprinting. It's a little more difficult, where I press B and R at the same time. This is as fast or a little bit slower than whistle sprinting, but it's not mashing. You have to time this. And the reason it is beneficial is kind of threefold. The first thing is that sometimes my hands start to hurt after whistle sprinting for hours. So I like to just sort of diversify so that I don't get carpal tunnel. The other reasons, in-game reasons, are that whistle sprinting makes a ton of noise because you are actively whistling, so it attracts enemy attention. Whereas throw sprinting does not make as much noise. Also, I'm looking up while I wind bomb sometimes. This is lag reduction because sometimes the game speed caps you in high lag areas. So I have to load less textures and objects in order to not be what's called lag stopped. So that's why I'm sort of manipulating the camera in weird ways sometimes when I'm wind bombing. Should work. Not exactly what I wanted, but it'll function. Also, whistle sprinting and throw sprinting have the added benefit of, like, you can basically Skyrim horse up mountains. Because in the normal game, you can just sprint up lots of different angles. It just eats a lot of stamina. But if you aren't losing stamina, like with whistle sprinting, you can just run up a ton of steep grades. This doesn't apply to all grades. You must still climb sometimes. But it is a nice feature for climbing. But yeah, I hope everybody is just having a chill night. The goal here with this type of run, and you know, whenever I do this kind of thing on stream, it's just like, I'm just vibing out. That's the goal. Just have an all-around good time.
Yeah, this is probably the coziest Zelda game.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
Let's get this, and then there are bomb arrows up here that I'd like. For reasons. We're over halfway on the Korok count, which is nice. I don't need this. But I can get, like, infinite money if I so choose. I have a lot of money. I'm trying to remember which of these chests is the Rito Feathered Spear and which is the bomb arrows. I think that's the Feathered Spear. And I think these are the bomb arrows. Wherever they are. There it is. I think this is 5 bomb arrows. 10, even better. Okay, what do I want to do next? Let's go here. I'm gonna go get 2 of the pieces of the rubber armor set, and then I'm gonna get one more cast quest in the Farron region, and I might get some bananas because I kind of maybe want to do something after the rando, but we'll see. Because I have a feeling I'm going to go a little bit quick because I warmed up and I'm feeling pretty good.
You are really feeling your oats here. Like, you are schmoving through these Koroks, for example.
We're doing another BLSS here. This one's not for as big a distance, but a distance nonetheless. So I'm sort of alternating between left and right on the control stick really quickly and angling the camera to sort of get a perpendicular, or rather behind me direction that I want. And then I hold forward to sort of just keep that speed. Let's get that. We're about to do my favorite Korok. This is the Kobe Korok. May Kobe rest in peace. This is the Kobe Bryant Korok.
Oh, goodness. I remember being really mad at this one.
That should work. Oh, it's too far to the left. I should never say when I think it's going to work. You should never call it. Big money.
Yo,
money.
got there.
Let's... I can't remember where the... It's right there. I'm a little low on arrows, which I'm not jazzed about. But I can fix that soon. Okay, this one is like genuinely annoying. I have been killed doing this one so many times.
We haven't seen a game over yet, so I'm wondering when that's gonna happen.
Too soon.
Ooh.
All right, yeah, I've done this thing on my stream now a few times that I called a Korok challenge, where people can like sub in order to add Koroks to the total I have to collect. And so as a result, I've gotten much better at Korok collection because I've had to get several hundred. So I have improved at that. And that's, I think, why this is going a little bit smoother, but again, it should slow down. Not exactly. Okay, there we go. I want to do that because there's a Korok right here. And then a nice thing about these sort of lily pad ring Koroks is that they replace your stamina. So I can make it somewhat comfortably to this ledge here.
Wait, they do?
Yes. Every time. Just the diving ones, that's it.
Right.
Well, I mean, you get stamina back from any Korok, actually, because you're in the text box, and then when you come out, you have all your stamina back. So I guess that's not an exactly fair assessment. Every Korok gives you your stamina back. And I know it's going to hurt everyone's heart, but I'm not going to go get that shooting star. I'm very sorry.
I was just thinking that very loudly to myself.
I
was
know,
like,
everyone in my chat's like, pick that up, pick that up.
I see the shiny. I want the shiny.
I don't need it, though. Have you thought of making no dying a limitation? No, only because dying doesn't really have any benefits for normal use case. Like, there's not really any glitches where, like, dying is beneficial that are useful. So it's not really a consideration because, like, the only thing it would change is that if you died, you'd have to start over, which sounds horrible. No. Okay. We're gonna do a little cheeky strat here. And that should maybe go in. Okay, cool. Yes, that is true. Somebody in the chat has made a good point. If you run out of stamina before going into the dive ring, it puts you to your last standing location, which is really nice. It's actually used a ton in the 100% speedrun because swimming is really slow. So you get right over the dive pad, and then you go into bullet time to drain all your stamina really quickly. And then you wind up where you need to be. Also, we might as well do this one. Though my arrow count is a little low. I don't love this one.
I don't like any of the arrow ones. There's one at Hyrule Castle that makes me angry.
Oh, it only blew up one?
What?
This isn't worth. I know I just wait. In fact, I'm going to load that last autosave so that I get my bomb arrow back. Is there a tracker? Anytime I pick up a Korok, the number updates in the top right, and I haven't used any Korok seeds, so that number is accurate. I've got like 32 right now. 33. There it is on the load screen. Every time you pick up a Korok, you get an autosave, which is nice. In fact, I'm going to do a little... So this is a turn wind bomb that I'm about to do. I've done several of them already, but I turn myself in midair with bullet time so that a more desirable face of the square bomb comes into contact with me. And you can actually gain more speed and change your direction and stuff with this sort of methodology. And also sometimes you're just like, maybe that'll work, and it does. Though there are so-called dead angles, angles at which you will not get a wind bomb. Generally speaking, those are like just outside of the ordinal directions, so like the corners of the bomb, just outside of the corners usually does not work. There's a couple of these boulder ones right here. Oh, there is a peasant in need, but I'm above them. I can't waste my time. I'm busy doing something that will not change the fate of Hyrule, don't you see? I'm having fun.
It's basically this entire video game.
Excuse me, I'm busy doing something of little consequence. Hey man, you want to slow down? Let's do this. I also jump sometimes, like right as the Korok pops, because when the Korok pops, you cannot move. And so I try to add just a little bit of midair velocity so that the jump ends, saves maybe a couple frames every time or something.
Wait a second, that air slide, by the way, is the acronym BLSS?
Yes, BLSS.
Why don't y'all just call it Bliss?
I think people do pronounce it as Bliss. I'm just out of the loop.
I was just like, wait a minute. Now that I'm seeing it written out,
I think most people say Bliss. I think
Bubbles
that
Bliss.
is the common way to say it.
I am very easily amused. Just Bubble Bliss.
Okay, that's not as high as I would have liked. In fact, it's not high at all. I'm not jazzed about that. I definitely cannot climb that. Let's try going here. Wind bombing from atop of these palm trees is really pesky because there's a lot of textures going on. So it is common to get a lag stop, and I'm trying to do like a big height bomb here. So I'm gonna save. I want to go up on that cliff because there's lots of bananas, and I love bananas.
Are you part of the Good Clan, Ada?
Oh, I'm a proud member. I pay my dues. Okay, we up there. We in there. Oh, we're at 40 minutes? We're chilling. We're big chilling.
Yeah, we are big chillin'.
And also, we started early, didn't we?
We started around 9:20, I believe.
Yeah, so like 40 minutes early or something.
Oh yeah,
We're big chilling. We got plenty
much
of time.
earlier
In
than
fact,
the show normally starts.
potentially time for bonus content. Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know why I said ooh, but now we're gonna live in a world where that's what I said. So enjoy that. So bananas are super good, not for anything we're gonna do, but for the bonus content. I'm just thinking ahead here. In fact, I can cook them later because they're not really useful to me right now. But I am gonna go get this right now. I do not like climbing this stable. I find it really finicky. Any ooh-wooers in the chat? If any of my subscribers pop off with the ee-wee real quick. That's my ooh-woo emote.
Iwi.
Iwi. It's pretty cursed.
Yeah, no, that is fairly cursed. Oh my god.
Where's the lady? Where's the lady? She's usually over here sweeping.
Not today. She don't feel like it.
Fusion. Oh, is she asleep?
Yeah, she's probably still asleep. It's like 3:45 in the morning.
Okay, well, I can't run on their time.
Sit by a fire, it's fine.
It's time to teleport to the morning time.
I enjoy how you could just sit by a fire and that's how you spend your
Yes.
time for like 24 hours.
And there's no, like, in Skyrim, they have the thing where if you don't sleep for too long, people start remarking that you look ill. Are they still asleep? Awake yourself, gamer. It is high time to be awoken. I shall sleep till noon, and if she's not awake, then goodness gracious. Waking up at noon is acceptable in an era of different time, but you must... There she goes. She's awake. I don't know what I'm saying, but she needs to be awake for me to get this quest. Okay, we've got our first thing, and it's the weirdest looking piece of armor in the game, and I love it. Look at that little fish head go blah, 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 blah.
It's like, it looks like the Magikarp hat that like Nintendo put in Pokemon Go.
Yes, it does. It totally does.
Like, just give me a texture mod of this where it's just Magikarp just eating your head.
That'd be good. I would like that.
Does this randomizer require the DLC for the game? I don't believe it does.
No. There are no goals which necessitate the DLC, but the DLC stuff does kind of make it nice. Like, mostly just, you know, some bomb arrow chests and ruby chests here and there are nice. Okay, I want a big ol' height bomb here. And also to eat food. You know what? How many bananas do I have? 21? That's actually plenty. That's more than enough. I'm gonna need a few for what I want to do after, but...
I'm also, like, was today years old when I was told that the rubber helm is a fish. Because I never
really?
saw it. Yeah,
Well, you just
I
said
never
it looked
actually...
like Magikarp. You yourself basically just said that.
After you said it was a fish head, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, it is. And I'm like, I'm not going to admit, and I actually did admit now, that I didn't know that it was supposed to be a fish. I was like, this is a stupid looking thing.
It is a stupid looking thing. Ooh, is this a Korok that I don't know about? Let's find out as a team. I'm willing to bet yes.
We're going on an adventure together.
Okay, well, it didn't go anywhere, which we don't like to see. Ah! Okay, you know what? We're just gonna give up on this one, because it's not doing anything. And this was a mistake, I think. Climbing in the rain, always bad. We are now going to do a technique that I thought everyone knew about, but apparently every time I do this in my chat, people are like, or every time I do this on stream, people are like, you can do that? Just climb in waterfalls.
Like this, there's a whole shrine about this. Like, what are you
There is a whole
talking
shrine about this, but you only do like 2 in that shrine.
Yo, I didn't know about this. What do you mean it's in the game?
What do you mean it's in the game?
Although, like, to be fair, I never thought about using it here. I usually already had the Zelda, not the Zelda, the Zora armor
the
by
game
now.
leads you to the Zora armor so early. But
Yeah.
even if I had it, I couldn't use it based on the rules of the challenge run. Is that a chest? There's a chest right there.
Huh.
Just on a little ledge right there.
Is it one you can magnesis? would
No,
have
so
to.
I guess this is the intended way to get it. Or I guess you could paraglide to the top with the Zora armor and then just like drift down. Don't go climbing waterfalls unless this is your methodology. Yeah. This is obviously super slow, but trust me, going all the way around would be way more annoying to get up here. And this is like one of the more inaccessible areas in the game, only because it is raining. then I'm gonna choose my next one very carefully.
So, Adef, this is a very important question because I don't know if you see what Richard has posted in our chat, but Adef said that he likes bananas, but what number banana? And it's a number scale of 1 to 3
I
or 1 to
actually can
7.
tell you. I am a 7 person.
Really?
Genuinely. More like somewhere in between 6 and 7.
I like usually between 5 and 6.
I think that's good. Anyone that likes 1 or 2 is a psychopath. TBH. Like, how can you eat it when it's like stiff as a rock?
It's
That's
also extremely
wild.
starchy at that point.
Right?
Although I do really, really like not regular bananas, but fried plantain banana.
I have not had plantains, actually.
Yeah, like fried green plantain. Like it's very different depending on whether you have the yellow or the green. The green is almost like a I like to put salt and ketchup on them because it's
What?
almost like a very sweet like smashed potato
Oh, okay.
because it gets crispy and you kind of smash it. It's really good. And then the yellow ones kind of caramelize a little bit and they're very, very sweet and soft.
I vibe with that. Also, one day this will start to be electrifying. Come on. Pretty please. Please. Oh boy.
Dear Lightning, you can do it.
This is really quite something. I don't think I've ever had to wait this long.
Link just stands in the rain, waiting wistfully. With a fish on his head.
Look at those little tendrils flopping about. Okay, this is actually this is not good. What is going on? Maybe I'll go talk to Cass. I don't know.
Yeah, you might actually need to talk to Cass to initiate the quest.
Well, you can talk to him after, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something to do in the meantime while I wait. The helmet stop the lightning? No.
If anyone is wondering what banana numbers are, it's the ripeness that we're talking about. At what stage do you like to eat your bananas? Someone did say that eating less than number 5 is just as good as eating wood. I think 4 is probably the bare minimum I'll take. Like on the
I would say
ripeness
5 is the bare minimum for me. I can't eat less than 5.
That's fair. Like I tend to not eat 4, but if bananas are all I can eat and 4 is what I've got, like it is edible in air quotes.
I'm actually like quite confused.
Video game, can you strike us with lightning?
Because we saw lightning, so there is lightning happening. Alright,
And the woodcutter's axe does attract it, right?
Yes. I'm going to save and reload and just see if that affects it. Fun little lightning wait. You know, when you need lightning to happen, it just always never happens. And when you don't need it to happen, it always happens. It's a fun little dichotomy. Maybe use magnesis. You got it. We'll try it.
All these bananas make me think about is Diddy Kong Racing right now. We also had
I don't know if that's what activated it, but it did work.
all right.
Maybe I'm gonna say that saving and reloading helped.
Got there eventually.
Usually it pops up behind. I'd like that axe back. It's not pivotal. There it is. Okay, let's go get our thing. Oh, banana bread is fantastic. Banana bread is a top tier food.
I haven't had
No
banana
question.
bread in so long.
It's great. Pumpkin bread's really good too.
That I have had.
All right, we've got a shirtless fish on stream, so that's good. All right, so we've got 2 of the 3 rubber pieces, and we've got 2 cast quests done, and we've got like 30, high 30s in the Korok total. So I'm trying to think of what I want to do next. I'm doing that shrine quest and then both of those. I guess I could go. It's actually kind of a tough call. Let's go here. Oh, yeah, toasted banana bread with butter is like, that's a good breakfast. That's a really good breakfast. Do you have to collect the armor for the challenge? Yes. So you must collect it, and it's the only kind you can wear, and then, you know, you wear it when you get it. I'm going to do another a bliss here. We'll have a little bliss as a treat. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over there and get that Korok. There's a few over there that are good to get. So I'm going to do 50-50. This lag stops. It did not. I'm going to try a mid-air wind bomb here. It's the hardest type of wind bomb. I'm usually okay at them, but I've been struggling of late.
I have faith.
Hey, there we go.
Faith is definitely justified. There we go.
Shouldn't you finish Cast Quest? You don't have to turn it in or anything. If I go into my pause menu, and Song of Storms is complete, and 2 Rings is complete, so I've completed the 2 that I've seen. Let's go this way.
Peanut butter banana bread. Ooh.
Yeah, okay. I had to pause to eat, I noticed, because wind bombing always deals 1 heart. So I had to eat, and that messed up my timing, and I failed.
But was the food good?
Well, I can only hope so. That's a picturesque wind bomb right there. That's a beautiful, beautiful baby boy. 7 pounds, 8 ounces, brimming with a great smile. That's a beautiful wind bomb. All right, we got 38. We're big chilling on totals for Koroks.
I want chat going forward for every one of the remaining Koroks that has to be obtained. I want chat to spam yahaha.
Ooh, yes, yahaha. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know, I accidentally pressed R instead of X there. That was neat. And boom. That's one of my faves. I like that one. It's very chill.
Yeah.
That's 39. And then I don't really want to go through, so I guess I'm going to go over. Yeah, let's do that.
Yes, let's give people a rundown on what this is a run of.
Sure. Do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
You are the creator of this, so why don't you go ahead and lead the way?
Sure. So this is the Breath of the Wild Challenge Run Randomizer, made by yours truly. And how this works is this is not something that alters the game itself, like you might classically think of for a lot of quote-unquote randomizers, because Breath of the Wild's hard to modify. So instead, what this is it creates a challenge run for you to perform, and no two are the same, right? So it randomizes from a set of armor, what armor you must collect and wear, and the only kind you can wear. It randomizes the weapon type you can use, the bow type you can use, the shield type you can use, and then creates 2 goals for you to complete. Some other goal examples are raise all the towers, get all the memories, enter all 3 dragon shrines, kill 5 Hinoxes. These are just a few. I'm kind of going the wrong way. It's enjoyable. And it's something I threw together because I really like Breath of the Wild challenge runs, and I was having trouble coming up with them. So I let a Python script I wrote come up with them for me. When in doubt, let a computer do it. Who is yours truly? That's me, ADEF, the ADEF. But yeah, also like a true randomizer for Breath of the Wild, like what would that look like? Would it be shrines randomized locations? Do chests, like, because there's no like key items, right? So like, except for I guess the Divine Beast stuff, but even that you don't need to beat the game.
Yeah, the armor set is both a goal and a restriction. Like, he must get all of the pieces of the rubber armor set, but it is also the only armor he can use. He cannot equip anything else. And then also, in regards to, do you need to finish the game alongside the goals or just the goals? Just the goals is when times will end. If you want to finish the game, you can go finish the game. That's just icing on the cake.
Yeah, so I've been alluding to it, but I have a feeling I'm going to finish kind of fast. And so I've been thinking it would be fun, chat, if you're interested, I could go beat Ganon with these restrictions afterwards. Could be fun, right?
I think that'd be pretty fun.
That's one vote. Tell you what, here's my ultimatum. Here's my ultimatum. If you want me to beat the game after the rando is done, you have to follow me on twitch.tv, which is twitch.tv/ADEF, and honestly, I'll know if you lied about it. I'll know. And you don't want to lie to me, obviously. So don't. It's that easy.
I just posted ADEF's Twitch link in the chat, and if you need it for yourself, you can always do NBS info in the chat. Yes, the Ultimato.
It's the Ultimato.
If you don't follow ADEF, you should, first and foremost. We have our producer, Richard, posting the subscription link as well. You can get the Iwi emote.
You can get the Iwi.
The most cursed uwu I've ever seen on Twitch.
It's pretty cursed. It's very cursed.
Well, if you already follow ADEF, unfollow and refollow him.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. My precious statistics. My precious stats. But I mean, like, here's the bottom line, right? I don't know how many people are watching right now, but it's surely more than 10. And I think it'd be pretty neat if everybody did it. That's a lot of people. Math. Anyway, we're collecting Koroks. If Odin is the Allfather, then ADEF is the Ultimato. You know, I'm proud to be. Okay, guys. Okay.
Can y'all
Somehow
not?
I didn't get hit, but I'm about to. Yep. Luckily, it's one of these skelly boys, so it doesn't do very much damage. So coming up is a cast quest that I think people were potentially annoyed by in their casual playthrough. Wind Bomb trivializes it a little bit, but we shall see. According to Twitch's accurate viewer count, 9. I struggle to believe you, but I said I would know if you're lying, and it seems like you're telling the truth, so you must be telling the truth.
Everyone is having a very good time with these Koroks. I can't believe we weren't spamming Yahaha before.
I know. I think it. I'm always thinking about Yahaha. Okay, I really was trying to just step anywhere and just fell the whole way. So that's good. Okay, so my goal here, first of all, this guy is going to be a pain. I can feel it. Can you see me? Not yet. Okay, great. So I'm going to just do a height bomb. And then we're just going to look around for the guy we want. It's that guy. And we're good to go. Any yahahars in chat? Yo, where my yahahars at?
Just look at you prancing majestically in the field.
I know. These guys are going to be a problem. I can feel it. Let's go ahead and eat.
Ah, yes. The rubber whisk cache. Mounting the deer as it prances majestically through the through the field into the sunrise.
As is foretold. Yeah, you can ride tons of different animals. It's just you can only put horses in the stable. Yeah, you can ride grizzly bears, lionels, stags, deer.
Not King of the Mountain.
Oh yeah, the Lord of the Mountain.
Lord of the Mountain. Thank you.
You can ride the skeleton horses, the stall horses, but you cannot board them.
There's a whole quest
stables.
around that too.
I think that's everything. Shark bait, yahaha. I do love a Finding Nemo reference, I will say.
For the explanation, the armor set is both a restriction and a goal. So he must find and equip all 3 pieces of the rubber set. He cannot equip any other armor. The weapons and bow type and the shields, those are, if you don't pick them up, it's no big deal, but those are the only types that you can pick up and use.
Yep. You got it down. I mean, I got nothing. You're nailing it. So I'm thinking ahead. And Ganon is gonna be tough. Luckily, we're super protected against Thunderblight, which is great.
Oh yeah, that's always a good boon. But I don't know how Ganon's gonna feel.
I've beaten Ganon with some pretty wild restrictions in the past, so like I'm confident we'll be able to do it eventually, but we might have to do a good amount of prep.
Yeah, like I'm actually curious how Ganon's gonna feel if you run in on him with a soup ladle.
I've beaten Ganon with only Korok weapons. I've beaten Ganon with only Bokoblin weapons. Trying to think if there's any other interesting ones. Those are the 2 super interesting ones that I've done, I think.
Is the randomizer script available for others? Not yet. It is
soon.
Soon TM.
Soon TM. Very soon TM. Ideally this year.
Well, there's not a whole lot of this year left. So
well, that's what I'm saying.
That means very soon for sure.
So that was Bliss, or BLSS, I was just doing. It's a relatively new trick. And it's super cool. It allows me to move very quickly via unintended means.
I think that's most of the fast movement in this video game. Oh!
My hubris.
Your tactics confuse and scare me.
My hubris deserves nemesis. Yeah, I might just have to bomb arrow this one. Okay, these guys they're the best shot in Hyrule.
They really are. I've died to a snipe from an Octorok because I got very, very greedy and did not bother healing myself, and then just like I guess I was fighting like a horde of Lizalfos or something, and an Octorok just like, hey, you see this rock? I'm gonna shoot it right in your face from like 3 blocks down.
The thing that's incredible about the Octoroks is that, as a real person would do, they don't shoot where you are. They shoot where you're going. Which is incredible.
Like, gotta love that like aimbotting, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, aimbot. Now on your GDQ hotfix.
Exactly.
This is a super finicky pedestal to land on. You must land on the center, the circle face. You cannot land on the edges. And you must be in the paraglider. You cannot press B. In fact, this might be too low. It was.
Oh.
Epic. Epic. Alright, well, I can talk to Cass to activate the quest at least. Because I'm gonna have to do that eventually.
Oh. Oh.
Chat has a question.
Yes.
There is no fall GDQ. There is summer and winter, basically. So summer games done quick and awesome games done quick. But you can watch GDQ all year via hotfix. It's a great time to remind y'all that if you miss out on our hotfix shows, maybe you came in pretty late to this and you want to see how we started to how we got here. Check out our archive of past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. I am so used to saying one or the other, never saying the right one.
AGDQ 2022 is coming up, though, in like a month to 2 months.
Yeah, January 9th. The games list is currently out, and the schedule is going to be released next week. So you should tweet at GamesDoneQuick and tell them why Sonic 4 Episode 2 should be in a primetime slot.
The finale, I'm telling you.
Yes. And AGDQ 2022 online prize submissions are also open. So if you go to gamesdonequick.com, you can get more information on that.
So that is 4 cast quests. The final one I'm going to do is the tower. The one in the Gerudo Highlands Tower. You wait for it to like its shadow to cross.
Oh yeah, that one.
The pedestal. That's my final one that I'll do. And I think this is the fastest way to get there? Question mark? Trying to remember. There is a bullet time bounce here that I could go for, I guess. I'll try it. This one is finicky, but I can give it a go.
Ooh, while you get ready for this, I should also remind people about the fact that Frost Fatales, which I think will be happening in February. Don't quote me on that. I actually don't remember the exact dates for it, but you can find out on gamesdonequick.com for more information on that. But the game and volunteer submissions for Frost Fatales are open now until November 14th. So you've got a little less than 2 weeks. You've got 11 days if you or another lady runner would like to submit to that as well. That is for the women, by the women. It is a wonderful event. and I'm very, very glad that it exists.
Okay, so that's a bullet time bounce.
Good stuff.
Pretty neat movement trick. That's actually a pretty difficult one, so I'm pleased that worked.
I also enjoy the fact that the boots of the rubber suit are magnetic to wood.
Yes. So how that trick works is when you are in bullet time, as we've seen with wind bombs, the game doesn't calculate Link's velocity the same as everybody else, as in the enemies, because Link is able to like move around freely, right? So bullet time bounce sort of leverages this effect and allows me to do some fancy stuff via I shield bounce off of an enemy in bullet time at a certain angle, and then I unequip the bow to leave bullet time. You could also just press B, but unequipping the bow allows you to do it on the right frames, because you can like pause buffer it sort of. And you just can go super far distances and in certain angles, and there's like individual setups for every single useful one, where you manipulate the enemy to look a certain way, you freeze him at the right time. Excuse me. I haven't done that one in a while, and it went well, so I'm pleased. I'm very pleased. Oh, I unequipped my bow. I always forget to re-equip after that. And you need a bow to go into bullet time, and I need that to do wind bombs, so.
Also, you are absolutely blazing through these challenges because you're only like 1 hour and 14, almost 15 minutes into the run.
Oh, do we need to do a break soon, by the way?
Yeah, whenever you feel like taking a break. Do you want to do it after we watch the shadow cast itself?
Yes, that sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Oh, okay, well, that fairy just saved my life. I have a really bad habit of forgetting I'm in the cold after wind bombs, because your health is suddenly a lot lower from the wind bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Is it like time right now?
Oh.
Hang on. Do I gotta get down there? No. That's a cast shadow from the other side. I can't remember what time it's supposed to be. I think like between 10 and 11 a.m. maybe?
It's something towards the top of the clock.
Yeah, I can't remember. But I have wood for this explicit purpose. It is moving this way, and it's 11 a.m. right now, so maybe it's not 10 and 11 a.m., maybe it's 2 and 3 p.m. I think we just gotta sit here, maybe? Well, I'm just gonna chill. If you've got announcements or something to do pre-break without pausing the timer right now, now's a great time or something.
Sure. I've already gone through a number of them, but just to reiterate, Frost Fatale's game submissions and volunteer submissions open now until November 14th. And also the AGDQ 2022 games list is up and schedule will be released next week, as well as the AGDQ 2022 online prize submissions are open. All of those things can be found out about on gamesdonequick.com. If you are watching this on YouTube, maybe you missed out on the run, and you're watching there, feel free to join us over at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick to check out our live shows, where throughout the week we have shows almost every other day, or every single day rather, starting most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern during the week, and then in the afternoons we have our weekend shows. And while you're there, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits, so please consider subscribing to help support future broadcasts. That is very much appreciated. Even just being here and telling others to come watch the streams or watch the YouTube videos or anything like that is, you know, amazing support that we could only, thank you endlessly over. And then, of course, if you are also on YouTube, you can consider checking out our GDQ Sum of Best segments. That is now launched on YouTube. It's a highlight channel with regular videos like our main channel, but with small bite-sized highlight reels for all of our main events in Hotfix. So if you don't have the time, to watch a full run. Maybe you didn't get to watch all of Mercy Kill and Never Before Seen tonight, and you're like, okay, I just want to catch the highlights because I've only got like 10 minutes of my life that I can spare. You can do that via some of best segments. You can usually get the funniest moments, or, you know, Link being Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, stuff like that, would all be on some of best segments.
You're killing it, Amber. You're killing this segment. I apologize, gamers. I really thought it was 10 to 11 a.m., which is sort of what I had routed for. Turns out it's like 2 to 3 p.m., so I'm just kind of chilling. And no, I'm not at 50 Koroks. I have 45, and I still got to get the chest piece for the rubber armor, and then I'm done.
And while we are at it, you host shows of your own here on Hotfix, right, ADF?
On every other Friday night, I host Challenger Approaching, which is challenge runs. And then every other Sunday afternoon, I host PB Precipice, which just had its inaugural episode. And that is runners close to PBs in their game. They just do resets and, you know, true attempts as they would on their own stream. Can we find an ADF? I do whistle a lot on my stream. In fact, I often don't notice that I'm doing it. But I just love whistling. And that's it. That's it.
Oh, also, which week are you on? Are you on Team Velocity or Team Faith?
I am the only person on both teams.
Oh, wow. You have the honor. So PB Precipice is...
I have the honor of repping both teams. I think PB Precipice is Team Hope.
Hope?
And
I don't know what Team Hope is.
Faith, not Hope. Those words are interchangeable, man.
We need a new mascot. We need a third mascot. ADF is here creating a third week. Oh, we need a fourth mascot. I'm sorry, I'm being told we have 3. So we need a fourth mascot.
So PB Precipice is Velocity, and Challenger Approaching is Faith. Okay. There you go.
Yes, it is Faith. All right. Yeah, because this is Team Velocity Week.
Yes.
So,
also, we can take a break here if you.
Oh, good.
If you would like. I'll say on the timer, 3, 2, 1, pause. And you've already done all the announcements.
Yeah, I've already done all the announcements. So sit tight while we go to a quick break. Take care of yourselves. Get up, stretch, hydrate. We like to take care of ourselves here on Hotfix. We recommend that you do the same in chat. So you have, what do you have left to go?
I have to get the chest plate for the rubber armor and 5 more Koroks, and then I am done, and then we're going to fight Ganon, I guess.
Sounds good to me. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to episode 22 of Never Before Seen. My name is AmberCyprian. I am your host tonight as we bring you a speedrun of a category that has never before been seen in a mainline GDQ event. And as always, if you happen to speedrun a game or a category that has never been run in an AGDQ, SGDQ, or GDQx event, and you would like to submit it to the show, if you type !NBS into the chat, and you'll find the link to be able to send me your runs. I would love to have you. We are back with ADF showcasing his Breath of the Wild challenge randomizer. For the folks at home who may have just joined after the break or during the break, can we just quickly touch on what this is and where we're at?
Sure. So, hello, I'm ADF. This is the Breath of the Wild challenge run randomizer. So instead of altering the game itself, which is quite difficult with Breath of the Wild, I created a Python script to run alongside your game. And it's not released to the public yet, but it will be soon, I promise. And the idea is that it creates a series of restrictions, i.e. armor you must get, and you can only wear that. Certain weapon type you can only use, certain bow type, that's all you can use, certain shield type, that's all you can use, and then 2 goals you must complete. And that's what we've had, and I've been really enjoying myself working on it, tweaking it, adding things. And tonight, I so far have gotten 45 out of 50 Koroks. I just completed my 5th Cast Shrine quest, so that's done. And I am missing the chest piece for the rubber armor. So I need 5 Koroks and 1 rubber chest piece, and then I'm done. But we have added a sort of telethon bonus technology thing. So the idea is that since I'm going a little fast and you want more content, right? I will beat Ganon, which also includes beating all 4 Blights. But the condition is that you have to follow twitch.tv/ADEF on Twitch. I don't know. Should I set a number? Should I set a number that I won't do it for lower than a certain number, Amber? Is that should I do that?
I mean, let's see where you're at 9.6 right now.
So the current total is 9567. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna do it for lower than 9700. Bam! I plopped the number down, and yeah, I am that shallow. That's just who I am. You're gonna have to live with that. So you know, there's like 2,900 people in there. It shouldn't be that hard. You guys could do it, right? Because you want to see Ganon, right? So just follow. Okay, you ready, Amber?
Yeah, I am most certainly ready for the rest of these Koroks in the Thundra Plateau.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so right away, let's just verify really quick that I've done all this. There's 5 cast quests. Bada bing, bada boom. And I did not get the warp point at the tower because I'm a dum-dum, so I'm gonna get this because I want to come back here eventually. And we're gonna do the Thundra Plateau, which is best from Sheem Dagozi. I really like pronouncing the shrine names because they're so ridiculous.
Yes.
So, like, I think, yeah, this one is Sheem Dagoz, but Sheem Dagozi just it has a little spice to it that I like.
There's
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say there's a shrine name kind of near Kakariko that I don't remember the first name of it, but its last name is Ooh. And so I see it, I always call it Ooh Shrine. Which was basically me when I was first playing this game. Just Ooh Shrine.
My personal favorite shrine name is Dakota.
Dakota.
Because it's just Dakota.
Oh my god. Chat, for those of you who are familiar with shrine names, or maybe you're gonna go Google them and tell us what your favorite is, tell us what your favorite shrine name is.
So this is a Bliss, BLSS. This is a relatively new glitch. I knew I was gonna get stopped there. Yeah, my hand started to hurt and I cramped and I was unable to finish what I was trying to do. But I'm actually gonna climb this before I get somewhere where it's gonna start raining. Because I want to be able to wind bomb to the tallest one. So let's do that. And then I guess I'll do a height bomb from here. That works. Let me save.
I can't believe we're in Mushroom Hill Zone.
Is Mushroom Hill Zone a zone?
Yeah, it's the first zone of Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Amber, I don't want to sadden you, but I must admit, I'm not the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog fan, though I did grow up with the animated series and I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as the games go, the only Sonic games I've actually played are 1, Sonic Advance 3, and Sonic Adventure 2.
So aside from Adventure 2, you basically played the worst classic game and the worst advanced game in my opinion. They're fine, but like I completely understand when someone's like, yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of Sonic, and I'm like, well, you should. There's something for everyone in that series because there's so many Sonic games. There's over 50 mainline Sonic games alone.
Casino Night Zone, there's a lot of phenomenal music in Sonic, though. Like, that's undeniable.
Yeah.
Can you feel the sunshine? I mean, come on.
Like, the Sonic R soundtrack, which is where that's from, is phenomenal. But if people enjoy Sonic Adventure 2, because I see some people talking about it, I did run a mod, a very good mod called Dash Adventure 2 on the Community Spotlight this past Monday, and the YouTube video and the GDQ Some of Best Segments version of that is available if you want to go back and watch that. Explores the alternate idea of what if Sega went with the rabbit concept art design for Sonic instead of the Hedgehog, and there's, you know, new physics and new soundtrack, and Richard's, you know, here with Rolling Around at the Speed of Sound, the unofficial theme song for the first step.
I mean, I will say, like, you know, I think everybody had a pretty similar experience with Sonic Adventure 2, which is that we all played it when we were kids and we loved it. But looking back, it's bad. Like, I don't like it now, but as a kid, I sure did love it a lot. And part of that is that, like, obviously the opening set piece of the hero story being City Escape is, like, such a good set piece, and then the music is iconic.
See, like, I've played the game for years and years, and I run the game, so, like, I can't say that I think it's bad, because I don't. I wouldn't run it if I didn't have fun with it.
It's not bad, but I don't think it's as good as I thought it was when I was a child.
I think it being a very early 3D title, like, it shows its age. But
Sure. Oh, completely.
yeah, but like people comparing or saying like, oh, Sonic has aged so poorly, and then you won't say the same about Super Mario 64, like hot take, SM64 controls.
SM64
like,
is bad. SM64 is bad, yo.
all right, you said it for me.
Okay, I get flamed for this opinion all the time.
Same.
SM64 is an excellent speed game, one of the best, no doubt. But it's a bad casual experience. It's
Like,
not good.
As someone who has recently replayed SM64, both, you know, on original hardware and off original hardware, I don't understand. I don't, like, when it came out, oh, it was phenomenal, like, for what it was. But, like, anyone who says it doesn't show its age, I'm sorry, but it does.
I love watching people play SM64, but I myself just don't enjoy playing it. Quick, someone revoke his gamer card. Also, quick update. We're at 3,600. Or, wait, 9,600 I meant. So, if you want to make the number say 9,700, only 50 more people are actually required. Because Twitch likes to make it seem like it is more than it is by rounding up. So,
oh, yeah.
That's all that's necessary. Just 50 gamers.
Can we get 50 gamers to follow this gamer?
I sure hope so. My self-worth is tied directly to my follower count, so, yeah.
Y'all are entitled to enjoy SM64. I completely understand people who want to enjoy SM64.
Oh, 100%. It's a great, like, I think it, inarguably is a pivotal, monumental piece of game.
Just like OOT was.
Yeah. But OOT is still good.
This is the part where you and I disagree.
Oh, no. That's okay. I get it. I mean, like, the games they're old, you know? Do we free the P with 50 more? No, I said I would pee my pants at 10,000 followers, which would require about 300 more after that. And there are enough people to make that happen, but I don't know. Gamers just aren't dedicated enough to make me pee my pants. I don't know what to tell you. How do I follow this gamer again? You go to twitch.tv/ADEV and click the purple button. If it's already purple, if it's not purple anymore, it means you don't gotta do it, because you already did it.
Oh,
Also, I don't really know where I'm just looking for 4 Koroks, and I'm kind of just running around. You know what I'm gonna do, actually? Well, let's get 3 more, and then I'll finish at one that I want to get. I'm trying to think where I should just get 3 quick Koroks. I should warp somewhere where I'm actually going to be able to do that quickly.
You should still click the purple button even if you have followed ADEF because, you know, that's the subscribe button at that point.
Oh, that's money. Actually, why don't we just, you know what, let's just vibe out. We're just gonna vibe out, just find a couple Koroks. It'll work itself out. We're only looking for what, 3? Yeah, I need 3 and then I know where I'm getting my last
4.
one, so. Yeah, I'm gonna get the 50th at a certain location.
Oh, okay.
Let's just do a little Korok hunting. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, I know where we are. I know where we can get a few. Let's actually eat a little food. I don't have any. Okay.
You have bananas.
Yes, but I'm saving those for a special purpose.
You can always get more bananas.
This is true. I'm trying to minimize the amount of setup time before Ganon, because I still want to go fast. Ooh, somebody gifted 5 to the community on the GDQ channel. Thank you so much for the gifts. Gifted subs like that help keep Hotfix alive, so thank you. I'm 1 ledge too high. It's about time they release Mario 65. Yo, I'm still reeling over them getting rid of Mario 35.
Oh, God.
It made me so sad when they got rid of it.
That was a year ago. Almost a year ago now at this point.
Yeah, they got rid of it in March. Sad times at Ridgemont High.
There is a Mario 35 showcase from a past GDQ on YouTube if you want to go check that out and relive the past.
Who participated in that?
I remember, I want to say I Ate Your Pie was one of them.
And then...
hold on, I'm gonna go check my archive because I keep a list of things.
I know who the 4 people were, I'm just messing with you.
Well, I don't want to just say I Ate Your Pie.
It's Cosmic Pie and me.
Oh, you were part of that.
I sure was. Okay, we're gonna get this guy. Actually, let's go right here.
Author Blues with a lowercase a and b is a great person.
Lowercase is important.
It is very important to the Author Blues branding.
It's important to me too. I'm big team lowercase. Is there a Korok on this tree? I don't think so. But I'm intrigued enough to check. There's not. There's one in here though. That you need a fish for? Is it an apple? Is it an apple? I don't have an apple. I ate them all. Good job, me. All right, I know we'll get our last few. I just was wanting to do them in the area I was in, but it's not actually important. I'm just wasting time. I wish I knew what happened to the 10 POW blocks in a row reaction GIF. I could find it for you. It's deep in my mentions somewhere. Right, let me check my count here so that we can unlock the gaming. Ooh, we are 16 away from Twitch reading 9.7.
Ooh.
Let's do... Yeah, that works. So that one.
I can't type my own commands because that's what has your Twitch link in it. I'm like MV info.
Oh, I unequipped my bow? Question mark? Oh, it broke. Okay, there are like 3 I might as well just finish out the Koroks, honestly, and then... Should I stop the timer, or should we keep the timer going? Should we do a new timer? What do we think?
Ooh. Do you want to know how long you take on just Ganon?
I'm a little bit intrigued I'm intrigued in it both singularly and together with this, so I don't know what we should do. I'll let you decide.
Yeah, we could just keep the timer
Okay.
going.
Works for me. Okay, that's 48. I'm not seeing many yah-ha-has in the chat room.
Yeah, it's like chat forgot about Yahaha.
It seems that way.
How dare.
Okay, there's 49. I might as well just get one right over here.
You mean you're not gonna make the one at the top of Hyrule Castle your last one?
No, I was thinking about maybe that one, and then I was thinking about maybe the one at the top of an area that I'm going to go to soon to get some specific bows, but I decided against. So for all of you that are looking to know the time of the rando itself, that would be 1:35:33. So that's done on the rando, but I'm going to keep these restrictions in place for beating Ganon. So there's a couple things I want to do. I need new bows, kind of want a couple sledgehammers, because those are the best everyday goods items. So I'm going to go to CAC.
I demand a soup ladle.
You demand a soup ladle?
Yes. Throw that torch away. Give us a soup ladle.
I'll get a soup ladle.
Yes!
I'll hit Ganon with a soup ladle. So the blights are going to be really, 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 really difficult with only a bows, which is mostly what I'm going to be using. But it's what we've decided to do, so... But I'm going to need lots of health. So I'm in CAC for 2 reasons. Oh, I don't want to talk to these guys. Okay, so basically I'm going to be doing prep for a while. So this is just going to be cozy, running around Hyrule, bombing around Hyrule, trying to get various things. Is it this way? I think so.
So, like,
You can...
Ganon wouldn't be the final time call in all random runs because it'd be the same thing as bingo. Like, in a bingo run, you don't have to go beat Ganon. You just complete your goals, the number of goals that you set out for on the bingo card. This is a very, very sort of similar thing. Now that said, you can always self-impose that if you want.
So I'm trying to think of what I need. Also, we're 10 gamers away from this being official, so...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I was just told.
Twitch.tv/ADF for more Zelda content. I wanted this pot lid. I'm also going to cook my bananas now. I'm going to do... I could do 8 sets of 4, or 1 set of 4, 5 sets of... Or 4 sets of 5... Or 6 sets of 4. I'll do 6 sets of 4. I think that's the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to stretch that as long as you can.
Yeah, so I collected all these bananas to get triple up attack elixirs, or attack foods, because I'm gonna need that for the gauntlet.
It's gonna be the hardest hitting soup ladle in all of history.
The soup ladle breaks after like 5 swings.
Yeah, but it'll do a lot of damage for a soup ladle before it breaks. I am very fixated on the idea of the rubber fish chef just going to war with Ganon because Ganon woke him up when he was dreaming about his next recipe. That is the canon of this run.
That's the canon. I'm into it. Yeah, I'll grab the fire arrows, sure. No, I'll skip those. So I wanted the pot lid and some, like, you need special, like, as many elemental arrows and bomb arrows as you can get for Calamity. Also trying to think, I haven't fought the Blights in the like gauntlet in a while, and last time it was in any percent, and in any percent you're like decked out. Luckily, there are several incredible bows that fit this restriction that are found in Hyrule Castle, so that's good for us. But I'm basically gonna do like probably 30 minutes of prep, because I'm gonna need tons of stuff. So buckle in. I'm gonna get a bunch of turnips from here, and also stamina, or stamella shrooms, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, you got that right.
And
Super ladle. Oh my god.
cursed.
Hold on. I've got something I gotta do on the dashboard. I'll be right back.
Also, Richard, if we could somehow indicate that I'm beating Ganon somewhere, somehow, like below the goals, maybe, I don't know. I trust you. Oh, that's true. That's true. Tech says they won't update unless it says 9.7. You're cutting the stream if it says 9.6? Okay, gamers. Please follow me so that the stream doesn't get cut.
I really
Good
hope I
God.
didn't just break the overlay with
did you
what I
do?
just wrote. I changed the category.
What does it say?
I'm on delay, so I will find out. Oh no, it fits, it fits. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild beat Ganon with a, air quotes, super ladle. Spelled S-O-U-P-E-R.
If I find one, I will gladly use it.
There's one, I think there's one in Kakariko next to the girl who, like, takes you on those cooking quests. Like, I forget what her name is, but I think that's where you can get a soup ladle.
Endura shrooms, that's what these are called. Typically, I would have gotten these way earlier, but I knew I could do this rando without this big forest of food.
If it gets to 9.7k.
Technically, it's like the roundup, but I'm happy about it regardless. It's bomb. It's, it's ridiculous.
We're still at 9.6. Come on, gamers.
It's, we're 4 away, I think, if my math is right. You have to get the 4 levels. Tech is cutting the stream, he keeps saying in our ear.
You want more GDQ hotfix. You want more ADEF. Follow ADEF.
Or else we're being deleted. The show's gonna get canceled.
Like, sorry, ADEF. You couldn't get 9.7k followers. Show's over, man.
Show's over. Show's over. Good God.
ADEF is
It's
the
always
runner.
a time. It's always a time.
I think your life would be enriched with
Engrinched. It's almost the holiday season. Can you be engrinched?
how the Grinch stole ADEF.
My heart is growing 3 sizes this day.
Oh, did we make it?
We sure did.
Oh, snap. It official. It
Thank
official.
you, gamers. I promise you won't regret following. I promise. This is like one of those YouTube videos where it says, like, if I say this word, my stream cuts. Except it's, if people don't let 8F chill out, the stream ends. Thank you, everybody, for the follows. I really genuinely appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you like more ADEF and you'd like more GDQ, ADEF hosts 2 shows here on Hotfix. PB Precipice on, is it Sunday afternoons?
Sunday afternoons, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, and then Challenger Approaching on the Team Faith Weeks every other Friday at 10 p.m. You're the 7 p.m. show or the 10 p.m. show?
What week is this right now?
velocity.
Okay, then Challenger Approaching is velocity.
Okay, and then PB Precipice is Team Faith.
Yes.
We got there eventually.
Yes. Challenger Approaching has moved to 7.
Okay, right, and then Legally Cute by Cutie
I
Root
can use
follows
this.
you up.
I can use
Yes!
this.
Yes!
Oh, it makes it okay when you throw sprint. It makes the throwing noise, right? And it makes a horrible noise.
Hold on, I have to be able to hear this. Oh my god, it makes like a weird sloshing, flopping noise.
Oh my god. All right, gamers. So we are now just prepping.
The flopping
arrows do I
mop
have?
strings are killing me.
60. I'm going to go. How do I want to play this? Let's go here. I think I'm just terrified of Thunderblight.
Which is funny because
Waterblight,
that's the one you're the most protected from in terms of getting
I know, but
electrocuted.
it's just a terrifying fight.
Thunderblight's awful.
So I'm going to Waterblight. You just fight with a bow, basically. Anyway, Fireblight is free, and Windblight we can skip. So we'll be doing that for sure. I want to get a step up, actually. Did I cook this demolishers? Okay, good, I did. I meant to do this earlier, but... We're gonna do this the slow way. Sorry about it.
Someone just had the realization that the radishes are a play on words because they're heart-shaped.
I literally never noticed that until just now.
Just like how I was today years old when the rubber helm was revealed to be a wish cache all along.
But now that you mention it, yeah, that makes... When I saw Hardy, I was just like, oh yeah, they're big.
They're big and they fill up your hearts, and they're shaped like a heart.
That heart shape now makes sense.
The Master Swiffer.
Okay, I am going to activate this tower just to have this a warp point. I didn't need to do this. I did not need to do this. Literally at all, but now we get to watch this fun little cutscene.
Look at all that desert.
Look at all those chickens. Nice chicken noise. I mean, been hydrating enough.
That is a reminder to chat. Y'all should hydrate if you haven't. I'd also like to remind everyone, if you missed out on everything up to this point, maybe you missed. Oh, Jesus! You missed all of the randomizer goals being met prior to us tacking on Beat Ganon. So go to youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. You'll find the rest of this VOD in like a day or two. And you can also watch Mercy Kill if you missed that, if you like Link to the Past, because if you like Zelda, surely you like Link to the Past. I'm totally not the only one who doesn't like Link to the Past, right?
You don't like Link to the Past?
I think it's overrated.
Oh, it's such
excellent
a good
randomizer game from what I've seen.
Oh, it's a great casual experience.
As someone
Amber,
who is
you've got some spicy gaming opinions.
I do. I don't think people shouldn't like Link to the Past. It is just not a Zelda game for me. Whereas like I'm a big Link's Awakening fan.
Oh, Link's Awakening is perfect.
Link's Awakening is the absolute GOAT. I'm not saying Link to the Past is bad. It most certainly is not. It is just not a game I enjoy, and I find it to be overrated. Our new hotfix show, Hot Takes, following up the first step because keys are on, would totally want to co-host that show with me.
So when you're above these things, the like dust cloud doesn't actually affect you.
Oh, really?
And I'm trying to get to right here. Or at least I thought. Wait, I'm turned around. That's not good. Rutro Raggy. Am I gonna have to reload and do this again? Okay, now I'm lost. I'm at the edge of the map. Okay. I literally don't know how that just happened. Alright. I was trying to land on a thing that is definitely always there, but I guess I'll just go all the way to Leviathan and turn around. Whoops. It's a painful trick. Overrated compared to what? Chess.
Like, Link to the Past was a monumental game in the series. Like, it was a very important entry, just like Ocarina of Time was. Is it a game I enjoy? Are either of those games I enjoy? Not really, but, you know, they were important and impressive for what they are. They're not bad. Like, I have attempted to play both of them. I don't enjoy playing either of them. It happens. Imagine someone not liking something. Holocaust.
Okay, that is where we want to go. It being hot is not great for us, but
yeah, you kind of need your food to stay.
Either. I hate the mop noise. I really hate it. But I'm gonna keep it.
It's the best mop ASMR.
It's so bad. Come here. So this is the Knight's Bow. It's one of the better bows you can get in this class.
Oh, there are people who are asking about Spirit Tracks. Funny enough, I actually had Spirit Tracks on my very first episode of Never Before Seen, which, speaking of which, I'm almost at my anniversary. December is my anniversary.
We started around the same time.
Yeah, we were onboarded at the same time, along with like Ecdysis, Kung Fu Fruit Cup, so on and so forth. Vesper, Midnight Vesper. Who else onboarded at the same time?
Lat Mackie.
Lat Mackie, yep. You ever just like have to look at the list of showrunners to remember
think
who
that's
is a showrunner?
it.
I think so, actually.
But yeah, my I guess like 25th or 20th. Well, I've gone off for a few, but yeah, 20-somethingth episode will be coming up. Okay, we have basically all the stuff that I could need, really.
Oh
We've got
God.
good arrow count. We just need... I didn't get a soup ladle.
It's
And I
okay, you've
should
got the
get
Master
another-
Swiffer.
I should get another sledgehammer. I do have the mop. I will take the mop. You have my word, I will hit Ganon with the mop.
The strongest mop ever.
I do... Actually, I'm going to go to stasis really quick. Because there is a sledgehammer in there. Sledgehammer's the best everyday goods weapon, unfortunately. Or did I decide that the the battle axe was one as well? Because it just like hangs out at stables, but I think that's more like a Hyrule Knight weapon. The good news is sledgehammers have really high durability.
Yeah, they do.
And I haven't used mine yet. So I'll have 3 fresh ones for Calamity. But they're also only 12 base power, which is not great. Calamity Phase 2 is going to be rough. Hey gamers, want to learn something new about your Breath of the Wild video game today? Did you know that you can actually warp out of shrines?
Wait, what? You can? I never thought about
Yes.
that.
You sure can. Sorry about the typing noises there. Okay, so now we're gonna go do some Hyrule Castle item collection.
You can't see your own forehead? Well, good thing you can't see Link's either. Link can't even see.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, the mop sound effect is killing me. It's so funny. Okay, so in Hyrule Castle, there are a handful of bows that I want. It's been a long time since I've done item collection in Hyrule Castle, so I can't really remember where all of them are, but I think I have a good idea. We're gonna go this way. Get the 5 fire arrows. Can you kill Ganon with just the mop? Clean sweep him. That's a good joke. Kudos.
I mean, you'd have to get multiple mops because of the durability.
You'd have to have tons of them.
Just spend all of your Korok seeds on the weapon stash until you can't anymore.
You know,
And
it's
then,
actually
like,
not
have-
a bad idea to spend my weapon slots for bow slots. That's like actually not a bad idea.
Hey!
I don't think I need to do it, but if we like get to Ganon and I for some reason can't do it, that is genuinely not a bad idea. I think I'll be okay. The soldier's bows have really high durability, but we shall see. Oh good, it's raining. I didn't notice.
Ah, yes, The Legend of Zelda and the audacity of this rain.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, we want... I could follow the classic path. I can't remember where there's a really good bow. Oh, come on. Okay, so this is where the game becomes spooky. So just be pumped for that, I guess.
Halloween was a few days ago, ADF. You're late.
No.
Somebody call it Dices.
I'm right on time.
I mean, fashionably late is still on time, right?
Oh, Richard, what a gif. What a gift to put in the chat. Oh. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There is to be a grain in time.
Also, the Hyrule Castle music is phenomenal.
Oh, it's great. Please don't see me. I need it to stop raining. Like, now. I guess I could wind bomb, but I typically climb this.
There is a mod for Banjo-Kazooie called Jiggies of Time that puts Banjo-Kazooie basically in the land of Ocarina of Time while still being a Banjo-Kazooie game. Oh my god, the mop sounds. And there's a Banjo-Kazooie style remix of this music.
Okay, the rain should be letting up now.
The sloshing, the aggressive sloshing.
Okay, so we're gonna do kind of an old any percent route through Hyrule Castle. We're just gonna get a handful of things.
Soaked up all the rain with the mop.
Should I use the... no, I'm supposed to kill Ganon with the mop. Forgot about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not worried about getting banana drops there because I have all of my food made already.
I regret nothing about committing to the mop instead of the soup ladle.
You might have to change the title. Oh, shoot. Please don't kill me, I'll save. Okay, so this bow is bumping. This is like the best bow in the game. And we can use it, which is great for us. That's big for us. I don't know why I'm testing fate like this, but I am.
You are absolutely, like, you're getting real greedy.
You know me. And then I think... Whoa, you usually cannot come out here. Hello? I've literally never once in my life seen him leave that room.
Yo, he is coming for you.
He's gonna hit me and kill me right now.
Aggressively save.
It might be worth doing this, honestly. Okay. So this bow is really good, obviously, but it has very low durability. There's another royal bow inside the Calamity fight. So I feel pretty good about my bows, actually. Now it's just kind of arrow count. That should be enough, right? That's like less than any percent has here.
How many pot lids do you have? Still just the 2?
3, and I can't use that. I would have liked another iron sledgehammer. Like, the woodcutter's axes are, like, literally useless to me.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of really good bows, which deals with all the blights really nicely.
Ray, any bow in the Hyrule Knights, like, or Hyrule Warrior sort of line works. So, like, Soldier's Bow, Knight's Bow, Royal Guard's Bow. I think there's one other, but those are the 3 that I can think of.
Yeah, Royal Guard's Bow, Knight's Bow, Royal Bow, Soldier's Bow, Traveler's Bow. Those are the big ones. I haven't done this wind bomb in a long time. I think that's where you aim. That is not where you aim. But I think I'll survive if I eat this. Oh, I survived anyway. Okay, cool. Ooh, my square bomb was still out. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woo! Out of one line of sight and into another.
Yeah, out of the frying pan for real. I think these are bomb arrows right here, actually. I think this is 5. It's either that or ice arrows. I think it's bomb arrows. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna be totally fine on resources. The question is just how many tries this is gonna take, because it's been a while and I'm not as good at Ganon as I used to be, so... And I also have not fought the Blights in a while. At least in the boss rush format.
Hey, we got a surprise Mercy Kill cameo then.
Yes, D-Rust Destination.
D-Rust Destination. Wow, that Guardian is just like up and over trying to follow you.
Is this the right place? I think it's on the other side. Or is this the right one? Hold up. No, this is it. This is it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to improvise a good chunk of this. Is this the right side? Oh my god, I'm so out of practice. I think so. The setup is you come up here. I think that's the setup. And then you aim at this thing. Okay, we're gonna give it a shot. All right, so I'm going to equip this bow, equip the arrows, save. Let's equip, yeah, that works. Save. Everybody, if you've got some kind of bless emotes, pop them now, because the first thing we gotta do is Wind Blight skip, which I have not done in like a while.
You got
That
this.
might work.
He literally just... Oh, did you save?
Yeah, I think so.
Double check.
I did.
Okay.
Okay, did I get it? Windblight should be freaking out if I got it. I did not get it.
Ooh.
Okay, so there you can skip Windblight by firing an arrow of sufficient damage as he spawns into a very specific location. So I'm using a 50 damage bow with triple attack up, and I'm shooting an arrow at his head right as he spawns. But it's very precise. And also my flick there might have been a problem. I think I'm in the right spot. It's been a long time since I've done this. So you skip this cutscene.
Come on, Windblight.
No. Let me pull up my PB.
Gotta phone a friend. That friend is yourself. You might want to...
That friend is me. All right. Any percent PB. Show me your ways, previous me. Sorry about this, gamers. It's just been a while. This is pretty crucial. Okay, so I am in the right spot. Get in the corner, backflip, side hop right, side hop left, pull out the bow. Oh, I'm aiming at the wrong thing.
That would do it.
That sure would do it. Okay, no, thank you, Link. Don't do that. You aim at this thing. That's right. Okay. That might work. Sometimes you just get half his health, sometimes you kill him. Looks good.
Oh yeah, he's not having a good time right now.
No. Alright, so that is Windblight, now Waterblight. Fought almost entirely with a bow. Nice miss.
Yo, nice. Oh my god, the teeny damage from the woodcutter's axe.
Yeah. Honestly, a bomb might do more.
Does attack up affect your bombs?
I genuinely don't know. I don't think so, but yeah, I don't think so. No, he went the way I didn't want him to go. Yeah, it's not even worth hitting with the axe, honestly.
Yeah, you probably
Maybe
would
I
do
need
better
way
just by
more
throwing a bomb
arrows.
at him.
I did hit him. My goal is 1 attack up food per. I could try to deflect that.
Almost there.
Okay, that's 2 blights down.
Yeah, the randomizer just randomizes challenge goals, and we tacked on the beat Ganon because the other goals were met very, very quickly.
Where's his head?
Way back there. Should have mopped up water blight. Oh my god.
I promised to use that on Calamity.
Bombs are not very powerful. You can get them upgraded, but we didn't in this case. And they are also
bombs
infinite.
are really good on Fireblight. Like, really,
Yeah.
really good on him. Almost threw my first bow. Sure, let's use this guy. Okay, what was that just now? I just
have
shot like
no
4
idea.
shots and hit nothing.
Like, you clearly hit his face on at least a couple of those.
Oh, I forgot to eat another attack up. I've been doing just neutral damage.
Oh.
That's a big, big mistake. Why did nobody say anything?
I didn't notice. I was like sitting here watching the health bar.
Oops.
Damage is increased, range is improved, and the cooldown is reduced if you upgrade the bombs. All right, Thunderblight, you absolute jerk.
Nice hit.
This is actually really intense. So I'm trying to figure out the logistics of your resources here, especially with arrows.
course. Wow, you can stun him with the axe. That's really funny, actually.
It might be any two-handed weapon.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Okay, second phase is the spooky phase. I do have the rubber armor, which is nice, but I don't know how much it's gonna help. He OHKOs a lot.
Yeah, the second phase is always really, really rough.
Let's do this for now. Yeah, that attack is so dumb. It comes out frame like 1, and it's so good. What is he? I target him, Link, if you would be so kind.
OHKO means one-hit KO. OHKO.
I should have been using this on him the whole time, to be honest.
You're almost there.
Okay, I can try to parry this, I guess. I thought I did parry it, but it didn't return it? Question mark?
Yeah, that almost looked like you had.
I got the sound effect and everything. Ooh, I got it on the second backflip.
Ooh.
Nice. We'll get the knockdown. Need a headshot. Okay, that's Thunderblight. Now close.
Yes.
Okay. I want the bomb arrows, and I want the royal bow. At least I think there's a royal bow in here somewhere. Did I
Is
miss
there?
it? There it is. No? Am I a dum-dum? I mean, we should be doing damage in the meantime.
Oh my
Here
goodness.
we go. I was right. I did not mean to get hit there.
Ooh.
But I had one hit protection, so that's good. Don't go on the wall, you meanie.
No, Spider Ganon, no.
I don't like when it breaks in the middle of that shot. Ooh, he moved.
You need attack up.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Missing a lot of headshots. Okay, I missed it again. I don't know how I'm missing that. There we go. I'll hit him with the mop. Here you go.
Yes, mop him up. Mop him up. Yes.
Okay, that's phase 1. Phase 2's the scary phase, so don't get your hopes up. We want a laser, please. Okay, unfortunately, we have to wait for 3 attacks or one we can actually parry. I don't like parrying this one, it sucks. I want the fireball. Give me the fireball, please, sir. Nope, I don't like parrying this either from the wall, honestly.
Really, that caught you on fire?
Usually I'm able to dodge
Ooh.
that. Give me the laser, please. Thank you.
Get him. God, waiting for the smoke to clear is really nerve-wracking.
Laser, laser, laser.
Come on.
Laser. That's fine, I guess. Damage is damage. I can't complain. It's not much, though. I wish I could stun lock him, but I just don't have a strong enough item for it.
You're gonna have to attack up in the next, like, 40 seconds.
Thank you. Laser, please. Oh my god. Fireball? I could try. Oh, I did it!
Yo, let's go!
Just gonna preempt it.
Yeah, seems right.
Laser, no. Laser. He's giving me this attack like 4 in a row. Which like is fine. It's just the laser's the best. Okay. Learning the parry timing and the flurry rush timing for Calamity is like so clutch.
You got this.
Ah, damn it. I was too late on the throw.
Oh.
That's fine. That's fine. The problem with him going on the wall is it eats so much time on my food. Wow, am I going the wrong way for that? Should I be running the other way? I did it again! Alright, I am officially out of arrows. So it's parries from here to the end.
You can do this.
No thank you. I don't like that attack. should break soon, I think. Yeah. Okay, that was my bad. I
So
got
close.
greedy. I got really greedy. And back on the wall. Yes, okay. I mean, now that I say that, I'm gonna miss it, but... Okay, I got it. It's one of the easier attacks to parry. Hello? I want this. And I guess I'll switch to bombs. The only useful item I have in runes. I just want lasers at this point, that's it. I mean, I'll take these, but it's gonna do nothing. Yeah, the bar doesn't even move. I literally just want lasers. Okay. Let's do this. It's doing nothing, dude. Here we go.
Okay, laser. Laser! Just because I saw it in chat.
That second bomb actually seemed to do a lot. Okay, that's the first one I missed. Let's go ahead and switch to a more durable pot lid.
A more durable pot lid.
Nice, 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 nice.
Yo, let's go!
Nice. That's first try as well. Sick. Okay, now I just have to beat Beast Ganon and then we are done. And once you beat Calamity, it auto-saves at Beast Ganon, so.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, the Bowl of Light isn't included in Hyrule Warrior bows. I'm like, okay, cool. You want to see something cool? Watch the horse turn around. That was one of I'm very proud of that, actually.
You should be. That was really good. If y'all aren't following ADEF, you should follow ADEF. Let me get that in there.
I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the support, gamers. I know we like goofed about it, but like, you know, it's my job, so it's sick when gamers choose to hang out. I missed? Question mark. Also, if you're from my chat, you can post Bimjo. Bimjo is our horsey boy. Oh my god. I was a little stressed. But I knew it was possible. Like, you can beat Ganon with just parrying. But second phase, you have to parry. Like, there's really no other way. Also, my ace in the hole. I didn't want to say anything during, but I have 2 fairies left. I never had to use them because of beautiful, beautiful one-hit protection, but I had 2 fairies.
Yeah, like you did have 2 fairies in case something went really, really wrong, but like the resource management was the bigger challenge.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I misplayed this. If you do it the same way every time, the same stuff happens every time, but I am bad. Okay. Alright, Bimjo. I know. All right, get ready on time.
Sur sa tête.
I'm way too far to the side.
C'est l'essence.
And time.
GG.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I agree.
Did I use a fairy during the fight? I don't remember. But I definitely
don't
didn't
think
use
you
it during
did.
Calamity. During Calamity, I had pure one-hit protection the whole time by eating health up food, which like gives you one-hit protection against certain attacks, which leaves you with a quarter heart. But yeah, that's it from me. That's it.
That was an incredible run, by the way. Like,
Thank you. That was
it
a lot
was
of
so
fun.
worth adding Ganon on.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to show that off. Fighting Calamity, and especially, honestly, the Blights are like... Because the Blights are so resource management heavy, and then you have to deal with Ganon afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
With a different bow setup, this would be a lot more difficult, but the Hylian bows specifically are really good for Calamity and the Blights, because there are really powerful bows in that area. So I'm glad you enjoyed, guys. Truly, if you enjoyed the Calamity fight or whatever, stuff like that for some reason happens all the time on my stream, where I'm just like, oh, should I beat Ganon with a stick? And then we have to be in the Ganon fight for like an hour. So if you enjoyed that, I would genuinely appreciate a follow. But I know many of you have already done so. But if you aren't, I appreciate it. That's all I'll say. And the rando will have a public release, hopefully within the year. If not within the year, then early 2022. But I will post all about it on my socials, and I'll stream and be like, it's around. So you will be able to try it for yourself. And there will be a whole write-up on the rules and everything, so you'll be able to give it a shot.
Oh, yeah. And just a reminder to everyone that ADEF also hosts 2 shows here on the GDQ Hotfix. Check out PB Precipice every other Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. And then Challenger Approaching, which was your original show.
Yes.
This Friday, actually, right?
Yeah, this Friday, 7 p.m. Fur_ will be doing Super Mario 3D World Damageless.
Ooh. That's going to be really awesome. And
Should be pretty sick.
But between now and Friday, there is Thursday, where tomorrow's episode of The First Step features a special guest, Amerlin, who is also a showrunner, where he will be teaching or dragging along J. Hobbs and Keys are on through the speedrun of Borderlands 2, which will start at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Just a reminder to everyone, one last time, that Frost Fatale's game and volunteer submissions are open now until November 14th. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more information. If you missed this show or any other GDQ Hotfix show, go check out our archive of past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. What are you doing? And then if you are watching on YouTube, come join us over here at twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick to check out our live shows starting most nights throughout the week at 7 p.m. Eastern and usually around 1 p.m. on the weekends. And then while you're there, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits. So please consider subscribing to help support future broadcasts. Or if you can't financially support, please consider just following, watching, sharing the stream, telling others to come watch. It's really, really awesome. If there's a show you really like, we would love to have you over just watching and chatting. So that said, I think we're gonna take a break. And well, not take a break. We're gonna send you all over to another stream that is doing speedruns or speedrun, related things. Go send all of that positive energy over to them in just a few minutes. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, my name is AmberCyprian. I will catch you 2 Wednesdays from now with Kyozel Monster running Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age.
Nice. Oh, also follow Amber, please.
Yes, I sometimes stream.
Amber puts on a dope show. They're super good. You should follow them.
Thank you, Ada.
Of course.